What's up, everybody?
What's happening?
Who we got with us tonight? I think we got Austin and Steven.
Yeah, I think more are coming in the chat. We can't see them until this thing refreshes. Looks like James.
Sorry, let me just get this going. What's up, James? All right, cool. So yeah, this past week was kind of light on footage, just because of the snow days and whatnot. But we got some really good footage from this past Saturday that we're gonna touch on, and then we decided to finally go over some really embarrassing footage from our very first competitions. and you guys can see just how awful we were at Blue Belt under pressure, and not knowing nearly as much as we do now, despite having so much more to learn. But yeah, cool. Let's get started. What do we got? All right.
James nope, I'm sorry,
Brandon
that's
and
Brandon
Joe.
and Joe. But James is gonna. Okay.
Yeah, he's over.
I was just watching the footage yesterday.
Just got Joe really bugging Brandon's head and neck here with the front headlock.
Yep. Front headlock position. Yeah.
Jason and John front and center. Man, John is too big to move that quickly.
I know. Yeah, no kidding.
It's not fair.
It looks like Joe got the guillotine on that one.
Let me go back to that. I missed that one.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so he kind of working from half guard a little bit, it looks like. Sits up on the guillotine. Yeah, I think it looked like he didn't really go in for the kill on that one. I think maybe Brandon knew he was caught.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Joe on the board.
We've got.
Wish we could see what was going on with Jason and John.
I know.
Looks like Jason's unfazed, whatever it was.
We've got Justin and Courtney rolling in the back left, too. I think we catch a glimpse of some of their training as well.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch her footage. She was Courtney was visiting us from Tom's. Well, she was I think she trains elsewhere now, but is one of Tom Glass's purple belts.
Mm-hmm. She's in Fayetteville. I think she's military, if I'm not mistaken. So she's probably based at is it Lejeune? That's out there.
I have no idea. I should know that.
You totally should know that.
Yeah.
Air Force. Okay. Yeah, so she's Air Force. So down here at the bottom, we've got John applying some pretty nasty pressure with this Keisagatame. So this is what we call standard Keisagatame or scarf hold. It looks like he gets the compression on that.
Pull that back up. I think my ugly mug was in the way.
Right on. Okay. Yeah, so there's two types of Keisagatame for those who don't know, right? You've got the arm out, which is the standard scarf hold or Keisagatame position, which is what John has right here over the head, directly, kind of like a headlock position, right? And then you have, they call it Keisagatame with the arm. I don't know what the Japanese name is for it, but it would be if John's right arm was underhooking Jason's left arm right there. And when John has Jason in this position, it actually doesn't like choke necessarily at like a windpipe or not a blood choke. Um, but where his right lat winds up resting is right on like the diaphragm, like right below where the rib cage starts to, I guess, taper, and it can make it very difficult to breathe. I think we've all probably experienced that at some point, and there's no shame in tapping to something like that. Some people tell you it's tapping to pressure. That's not. You could see Dean Lister test or tap to this against Josh Barnett.
Yeah.
And if somebody, you know, at that caliber is tapping to something, it's not from pressure, right? It feels terrible.
Yeah. And without getting too detailed, because this kind of, I don't know. There are a lot of options you have here, like if you're in Jason's position, but like kind of depending on how the person is holding me in this case, I'm either looking to get my hips out in the way or in and under their hips. In this case with John, it looks like John's butt is off the ground. You know, a well-timed bridge and scooting your hips underneath him may be able to get his hips above yours, in which case you can kind of roll him backwards. There are some really like stupid simple options. I don't know. I could probably talk a lot about this position for too long, so we'll keep going. But if you guys have any questions, if you're getting stuck during class, let me know, because I normally end up taking backs from there, and it's not a difficult thing to do. Man, I am totally screwing up this stream. There we go. This was Cole's first day back on the mats in probably a good month or so. Over here rolling with you.
Yeah, it was good to see him. He had top position. I think I wound up getting on top. And then, I mean, per usual, tough to pass his guard.
John in on a quick low single. And notice he stayed in front, right?
Yep.
So he didn't end up finishing that. And Jason just made a kind of this is a mistake I've made in competition before, but trying to go behind without controlling that John's hand, right? You can see his right hand immediately shoots up, catches his hips, and then you're just right on your butt. It's a terrible feeling. You always want to look to block that arm with either your arm or your head or your knee before you start going around. Nice little Steven tried to hit a hip toss on James, and then James re-rolled him.
Yep. Can we go back to that? I want to see that again. Yeah. It was a great hip toss, but a great counter. So, yeah, absolutely. Good job on Brandon on the back to not give his back up to Joe. Joe's really playing with the arms. It's very tempting when you're in that position to give your back up. So I would much rather have somebody mounting me than taking my back, personally.
And we got Courtney and Luke over here on the side by the pillar.
Are you on fast?
Slow these matches down.
I really like that takedown that Luke does.
Yeah, just a very nice Kani Basami.
Yep. Roll through.
And right into Crossashi.
Yep.
But the rolling kind, not like the tone in, sit in, send the guy back.
Pop the knee.
Who did he? Man, the one match he had at ADCC 2019 where he.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember the dude's name that he went against, but he tapped him out. I think it was like a 19-second submission.
Yep, I can't remember the guy's name.
In on the
got the arm on that one. Yep.
Zoom in on that one for now. Is that you and Brandon? I think?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I'm in on the head right now. I think I'm using it for a sweep at this point. Yep.
That was a slick little Kimura entry from Courtney.
Mm-hmm.
Luke was giving her a lot of heavy pressure from that half guard working from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, she was slick. You'll see it in the roll with me and her. She had a lot of things that she threw at me that, frankly, I was not anticipating. And I was like, that was pretty cool. So.
I'd like to see it. You're really bugging the shit out of Brandon right now. I could like, maybe that's just me knowing what that's like in that position with you.
Yeah.
Just going from side to side, north south, side control, back and forth.
I'm looking for openings, right? Like if you're not going to give me anything, then I've got to try and open some stuff up.
Yeah.
I always welcome people to just, give me an arm or a neck, and then I'll finish it. But otherwise, I got to work for it.
I like how much Courtney's fighting for this leg on Luke. Like even from, I think she was initially in cross ashi.
Yep.
Let's go back real quick.
So she's doing the right thing. She's turning her heel, or she's trying to turn her heel towards Luke's body. Not easy to do when Luke is on that hip. Like Luke is 100% doing obviously the right thing in that position. And frankly, like I think he was really trying not to finish an inverted heel hook or the inside heel hook. He would probably feel more comfortable trying to hold on to that outside heel hook, which is what happened.
Yeah. He also cheated and was using the pillar, so
yeah,
should deduct a point, maybe
there
2 for cheating. Looks like you're going in for the Americana, or
I was going for an anaconda. Yeah, I was. I don't think I couldn't finish it though.
What sucks about what Courtney just did is like she gets to this great spot where she's actually behind Luke and like his legs are wide open and he's just like there's a size difference and it's such a pain. But I mean, exactly. I would reach up and try to grab the hip, getting behind the legs. Your legs behind his legs, reach up, grabbing the hip to pull him down into that back exposure. But she's just like super maneuverable from like that inverted position.
Yep. So now he's in a 50-50 heel hook position. And he got the inside heel hook on that one.
I think Luke was also feeling much more himself today than he was the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Again, tough takedown to finish on Luke when he's got his base out like that.
Yep. Yeah, so on Brandon here, I'm around the neck, and I've got his arm secured. I finally felt comfortable enough to start rolling to take the back.
Hit him with the one arm rear naked strangle.
Yep.
body triangle, and now it just. I don't know, man. Luke's offensive approach to the hand fight and the exposure of the neck is pretty different from mine, but it's brutal. Like,
Yeah.
And now he does. Obviously, he's not like cross-facing Courtney super hard or anything like that, but it's a difficult thing to fight.
Yeah.
You just have to fight like a dog to get your shoulders and head to the mat against him.
Yeah, taxing to say the least if you're the person being attacked by him. So.
You and Courtney.
This was a fun roll.
This is sweet.
Yeah, I went in to try and to sweep her from, pulling guard, and wasn't able to do that. She had a really good base. And all I could, what I really could say about training with her is, she never stopped attacking and moving. Every single thing that she did, it took everything I had to get her to stop moving. And then once I gave her any bit of room, she was attacking me all over again. So
yeah, I don't know. I didn't get to talk to her too much about her background, if she had any wrestling or anything, but she struck me as someone who had that sort of wrestler's mentality of just gas pedal, going.
Yep.
Not really waiting for she's not much of a counter jiu-jitsu player or anything like that. I'm curious, I've never gotten to roll with Tom or any of his guys beyond Luke. But I'm curious if that's a product of Ocean County BJJ or if that's more of an individual thing.
I got to train with Bert, his now blue belt, and he was very much an aggressive wrestling type of person.
He just got promoted, right?
He did,
this past week or two.
It made me feel a hell of a lot better that he was promoted. Because he was just, the dude had a gas tank, I don't know, it was a diesel. It wasn't wasn't petroleum. Yeah, see, every time I feel like I have something.
Yeah, she just throws you something else to worry about.
Yep.
With that TP choke, I think.
Right.
I think that's what some of the 10th Planet guys call it. I don't know if it has a different name. Maybe
so
it's
check this out. Slow this down, because I saw this when I didn't feel this at the time. Otherwise, I would have felt like a complete asshole. But when I sat down in order to do that north-south choke, I could have sworn I saw her hand come up and tap right there. And I didn't feel that at all when we were training. Right here. Like that. And I'm like, what? I had no idea that had even happened.
You're a dick.
And yeah. And so I got up, and I wound up getting up and moving position because I'm like, I guess I'm not getting the choke. And then I move on to something else. So, Courtney, if you're watching this, I had no idea, and I'm really, really sorry if that was the case. I really hope it was just hand manipulation or something on my back, but I felt like such an asshole.
You're a terrible person.
I am.
Yeah, typically you're the one who doesn't tap. Now
Right?
you're the one not respecting the tap.
Yeah, see how heavy on the head she is with me?
Yeah.
That's not fun. That's really hard to deal with.
Go back to that. So she works a lot of level changes, a lot of shots, and that's how she gets your head down. She's not.
Yep.
She's not heavy on the hands like a lot of guys. Just constantly reaching up, trying to pull the neck down, leaving themselves open to duck unders and things like that, she like baits you to come down to her level and then takes advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And then just
it takes me right down.
Wrestles you down.
Yeah, she's working to go behind. I'm trying my best not to let her get it. I don't want her to take my back. I have no idea what she's gonna do, but I knew her intentions are not good.
A little high on your back there, and no hooks in there, no falling off.
But yeah, when I'm training with somebody like this, I'm looking to wear them down. I'm trying to let them wear my weight, and I'm trying to get them tired and try and control the pace.
What's up, Cody?
What's happening?
See how Luke got on John's back here. Okay, so we started from the mount. This looks like Luke took I'm just going to assume kind of a slow shot. John sprawls. Went through on the gator roll there and slipped off, and Luke just took top position.
He does exactly what Gordon taught us to do all those years ago, right? 2-on-1 attack to the arm gives John the idea that arm's in danger. He goes after it, wraps up the arm, takes the back.
Yep.
And then finishes that. He actually finished another rear naked. I don't know if you got that early on. I know we were focused in on my match with Courtney, but he got another rear naked strangle on John earlier.
We got 3, 4 for Luke. Not that it matters.
Yeah, 2 on Courtney and 2 on John.
Let's see. Let's move that over there.
And James and Justin, we got... I think Brandon is...
Oh, he's back with Luke.
With Luke, okay. Yeah, I gotta give it to Joe. He said he was gonna turn it up, and he definitely turned it up on me. So
yeah, nice step
for
over.
Him.
Looks like he's giving you a lot to think about. Don't want to see him turtling up like that, though.
Right. Well, he was doing that. He was doing something. It's really interesting because there's a right way to do it and there's a not so right way to do it. Can you go back to the scramble? So right here, what is he doing? He's going over top for my head. Okay. If you're gonna go over top for the head like that, then you better be driving into me and not giving me your back. Battling to get your hips higher than my hips and your head higher than my head. And while his hips are starting to come up, his head is going down. So in scrambles, it's a battle for hip height and a battle for head height. And you see how my hips are now starting to come above his, and now my head is above his head, which means that I now am at the upper hand of turning this position around.
Yeah.
So it's, you have to be very diligent with that. I would prefer to see people going for underhooks in that position rather than giving me the underhook, because that gives me the back.
Talking about from here.
Yes. Yeah. So instead of fighting for the head and trying to turn me down, I would have him slip and then rotate and pummel under with his right arm. Yeah. And then go for like a knee tap with his left hand. Like pummel over.
Yeah, go down for a tight waist grip.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then drive through on the knee tap.
Yep. But this puts me now in the driver's seat of the roll, and now I can start going into my attacks.
Yeah, and you control the shoulders, so his back exposure stays there.
Yeah, and he almost slips out. I'm able to reposition, get behind the head again, realign our spines, and then come back in for the back take.
Yeah, and right here, right where he kind of like bucks back into you, that's not going to do anything, right? What he needs to recognize that the opportunity he has is you don't have that bottom hook in, so he should be able to shimmy his hips away from you, right? He should be able to switch his hips out, hide his back on the mat. Yeah, you've got an arm trapped. He has one arm to fight your one arm. I would use. Whoops, I got him zoomed in. I would use, this hand, his right hand here to attack your knuckle line to get safe on the neck, and work to shimmy his hips out and get his back to the mat. You'll probably take mount in that case, but again, I'd much rather
strangle.
Yeah, I'd rather be in that position, or it'll initiate a scramble where he can, as you go to take mount, he can do early hip escaping or whatever he needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this grip that Cole has on Steven's hand.
Yeah.
Steven's not.
He always goes for that.
Soon.
Yeah. That's where Steven got hurt. You remember that?
Was it in this roll?
I think it was right here.
Oh, his ribs, yeah.
I'm willing to bet that's what it was. Yep. Oh. And it was Cole's left forearm that was digging into the ribs. That's what it was.
Rib injuries.
Damn.
I mean, I wouldn't even call it an injury, more of an owie. Steven rolled the rest of the day, so
yeah,
no
true.
sympathy. Oh, and look at this thing. I gotta.
Yeah. What?
So yeah, James. It was like an armbar. I think it was an armbar. So James and Justin. Let me zoom in on them. I caught the very end of this when it happened. I didn't get to see how it got set up. So I wish I could see. Okay, so.
What? How the hell did he get his legs there?
So I think Justin reaches behind the leg. Yeah, he reaches behind the leg there.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
And then James is going to backstep around it and grab the arm.
Yeah. So he grabs with his
He's
right
got the arm
hand.
with his right. Yep.
And then, so that's basically, I mean, I would call that a Kimura, right? Because his arm wasn't straight. His Justin's arm was bent at the elbow. Come on, pause. That was an interesting finish there. Yeah, so he kind of just has him in a. That's so weird. I've never seen that variation.
I haven't either. I mean, it makes total sense, right? Like we've talked and heard, warning. I would say about, watching where your arms are with relation to a person's legs, right? Like If your arm is in between somebody's legs, then they have the potential to arm lock you, right? To straight arm you or to Kimura you for that matter. I just never thought of it from that position. So
yeah,
good on James for seeing it.
You know what, this is super close to an omoplata, right? If James brought his his right leg down through here and was sitting on his hips or sitting on his butt, you know, it would be more of an omoplata, which, you know, they're both shoulder attacks, omoplatas and Kimuras. He's just finishing this one with his hands instead of with the hips. But yeah, that's wild. Good awareness.
That is.
Yeah, I forgot all about that, James. I'm glad we could get a decent view of that one. Are you still hurting, Steven?
Only when he coughs, sneezes, or laughs. I had that sub on Joe. You didn't count me for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're a cheater, so. Dude, every time I write James's name, I put Jameson. Steven and Cole are right back at it down in the corner there. So you're not that injured.
I think I got another one on Joe.
Man, you were on for the rear naked.
Yeah.
That day. Still can't hit him on me.
Well, no, you're injured.
Whatever, dude. Let's skip ahead a little bit. Make up for some time. How'd you get that takedown?
That was a fun one.
Oh, okay. Just a little. I think even Joe feels a little embarrassed about that one.
He said he wanted to see what I was going to do. I was like, okay.
Sure. Next time it's a suplex.
No, I really am glad to see him turn it up.
Yeah. So I want to see his left arm going into frame the hips.
Mm-hmm.
It's not doing anything on the outside.
Yeah, you can see it. It stops me in my tracks, right? Like I have to immediately change game plans when stuff like that when that happens.
Yeah, proper frames are applied.
Yeah. So is James attacking the north-south choke, I think, on Justin? Okay, and then it looks like Justin got back to side control.
And that's the time right here. Right? That's where I want to start seeing you guys using that side guard, right? Where you're elbow to knee. You know, right now, Justin's right knee should be meeting his right elbow.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And starting to square up his right hand should be up on the hip and knee to elbow to kind of establish a side guard to prevent him settling back into a controlling top side control. Controlling top side control. Redundant.
And James, when somebody's gonna regard, like when somebody's gonna turtle back up on you like that, you can always take tight waist grips. I mean, yeah, all four going for the back like that, hands down. But think about being able to. That was a good transition, good strangle. Grabbing tight waists and popping them down onto their side, like keeping them down. Um, and we can go over that. I don't even know what day it is. What is today? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Maybe Saturday. Hopefully I'll be there in class and we can go over what I'm talking about. But yeah, if somebody is gonna turtle up, you can always get like a tight waist grip on them and start driving your shoulder and popping them down onto their side and keeping them either on their side or on their back.
It feels good to see Luke just like turning it up on Steven.
Mm-hmm. It also feels good to see Steven shut down Ashigarami on Luke.
Yeah.
Be like, nope, I don't want your foot there. And also notice, Steven, that Luke is playing butterfly half guard with you. He's not leaving his leg out. That means he's scared. That was a tight arm lock, though. Right here.
Ah, okay. Yeah, just left the arm behind.
Yep. Yeah, he rips them really hard, really fast.
Yeah. I think you and John are doing some.
Yeah, get us out of there. That's when I think right before I called you over to see if you wanted to look at the ankle pick stuff that he was going over. Way to get the hell out of dodge, Steven, on that leg entanglement.
Yeah,
like,
your knee line can't really be any deeper, or your
right.
knee can't be deeper into his knee line.
And then
good timing.
Boop. Yeah, great timing.
It all starts with composure.
Mm-hmm.
Got to commit on that rolling Kimura setup.
He's got this deep half guard on you, Steven. I really want to see you cross facing and popping him. Yeah, because he's just gonna come right up on top. Getting that under, like that cross face scooping underneath his head. That'll prevent him from being able to come up on top like that. For the time being, right? He'll switch it up and eventually get on top, but I think you know what I mean. Oh.
Jason's doing a good job at slowing down James's open guard or seated guard.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we chatted a little bit about this last week, right? Like, this is a good time to shoot forward on that double Kouchi, right? James, get your legs inside Jason's legs, behind his ankles, shove on the knees, scoop a foot with your foot if you can. He's perfectly squared stance, and you're almost, you don't even have to necessarily like hop your butt forward anymore. Don't cross your ankles there. You can easily kind of get your legs pinned to your butt if you wanted to step in and kind of push against you. Pinning your legs in to make it difficult for you to pummel if you needed to. And then right here, you get in this position where you're on that front foot, and kind of sitting on that back foot. As you get closer, right? If you're right there, you have a great opportunity on an ankle pick on his near leg, right? Like that's a position where you can shoot forward and lean really quickly, get the hand behind the ankle, and disrupt his base really significantly. Maybe stand up on a single. Maybe you just get the takedown right from that seated position. But I play that spot all the time and just bug the shit out of people's ankles every time I can. And then Jason probably is a little wise to the, the danger there and gives you some head pressure, puts you back. So
Luke got an inside heel hook too.
Screw Luke. Yeah, look for that. Look for those opportunities next time you're playing seated guard. Just pay attention to square stances, staggered stances, and then how you're seated and if you can shoot in on ankles or not.
Hey, can you go back? Jason had a leg entanglement. I thought I didn't see where his leg position was exactly. So, but
he almost
is
could
going for something.
Yes, it looked like
okay.
He could step around. He tried to do like the step around on the from top half guard.
Yep.
Because I think James dug for the leg from half guard.
Got his left leg.
Right.
Yep.
And now the problem Jason's going to have here is cutting the corner and getting that knee around to the side, around and under the butt, thereby blocking James's leg, getting his hips all the way around. Might have been able to go in on a knee bar or something there, but it probably would have been a little loose considering James had control of that leg pretty well. Luke and Steven are just breakdancing with each other. Not the triangle. I missed how Luke got here. Let's see. He was immediately kind of working towards the higher mount position.
He takes his left leg up high. Oh.
Oh, okay. So he had that arm pin from the Americana, or the Americana threat.
Yep.
And ended up just stepping over. Nice. A little out the back.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting into a Remy.
He's trying to go in a cross here, it looks like. Luke's not going to let that happen.
Yeah, he couldn't even get his leg around. Courtney's got a Cole and arm triangle on the side over here. I don't know if I can. I don't think I could get it on stream right now. Well, maybe. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's give her some credit for this. So around. Okay. Yeah, Cole just left his arm there, and she immediately jumped on it. It looks like she's like posting off the pillar too, which is hilarious.
Use what you got. It looks like she's trying to switch over to an arm, to an arm lock.
Yeah, she's sitting up for the armbar.
Cole does something really good, and hopefully he's not watching, so he can't hear me compliment him. But he grabs Courtney's arm right here. He's grabbing her elbow there, and that is enough to shut down somebody from going, and thinking about stepping over for that arm lock. It's just a very awkward position to be put in, and that was a good job. So hopefully he doesn't hear that.
I almost feel like if, like with that arm controlled that way, because I mean, when I go to step into an armbar from this position, I really try to be controlled and not just like lurch forward and sling my leg over and then fall to my butt, which is where all of those escapes often happen, right? With like higher level guys or upper belts or whatever. And now if she can't extend her arm to base out, to bring her head over the hips, you know, or over towards the hips, base out, you know, bring her leg over the head in a controlled manner. It's going to be really difficult for her to get the armbar in a good solid manner. You know, you'd have to jump around, and it's not the ideal way to do it, in my opinion. She's back in on north south, it looks like. You mean you don't have this marked on your calendar, Justin?
Come on, Justin.
Man, Steven does a great job at getting Luke like just elevated and off balance.
Elevated. I know. I can't do that with Luke.
Oh, that was good. That was a good ending. Let's see. Jump ahead.
Can you go back to what Courtney just did, which was the shrimp? I just want to point this out for some of the newer students and stuff. But watch what Courtney's doing with her hips. Notice that Joe, while considerably larger than her, look what she does here to switch. When we tell you to like go to another hip, like when we're coaching you, like switch to the other hip, and then you ultimately, like, your mind goes to like, I can't, the person's so much bigger than me, I can't get my hips out of the way, right? Or I can't get them off of me. I mean, he's putting everything that he has on her hips right now. And watch how she effortlessly can switch from her left hip to her right hip. That's the type of movement that we're coaching. You know, when we're telling you to do that, we're not just being assholes and telling you, like, it's 100% possible for that to happen. It's just the idea of knowing that you can move yourself and not having to move your opponent necessarily in order to start switching hips.
Probably does it again here.
Yeah.
No. Good little step over.
Luke made James feel like a child. Yeah. Welcome to the club.
Got you with the arm triangle.
Arm triangle.
Yeah, Luke's on a tear. I feel like everybody was pretty bloodthirsty on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, Joe's got a nasty little gift wrap on Courtney, which can be pretty debilitating. That was great. Super good composure. I mean, he did well to control through a lot of that. See, so he had the gift wrap on her. I want to see how she gets his leg here. working the upper body threat.
Bridge.
Okay, so yeah, once he extends his feet away, it's gonna be a lot easier for her to capture a leg. So yeah, so notice this is crucial, right? She knows she's gonna go to trap Joe's right leg on her left side, so she flattens her left leg out, right? This is 101 elbow escaping for mount, right? Flatten your leg. She's not planting her foot, her knee's not pointing up to the ceiling, her leg's flat. She turns toward that leg, she goes fishing with her other leg, her right leg in this case, and all she's looking to do is get her knee underneath Joe's ankle. So, where's it at? Oh, okay.
In fact, he steps over and
there we go. As
yep,
he goes over, that's yeah. All right, that makes sense.
But yet another good display of basic technique that doesn't come along until a little bit later is, again, her right leg tracks. You know, her hip line follows his hip line, and her right leg tracks his right leg.
Right.
And then captures, and then is able to get. That was something that I didn't do when I was a white belt. I know that for sure, right? Like when I was first starting out, tracking legs wasn't part of my repertoire. Now it is.
Especially when you've got, when you've got someone heavier on top of you, they have you in a gift wrap, they're isolating your other arm, and they're probably throwing on some good shoulder pressure. It's difficult to kind of think through that noise in the beginning and stay focused and think about what's going on with the legs. Something to note here, though, Joe may have a gift wrap, and his other hand has wrist control. That in and of itself can be very controlling if you're the one on bottom, but the big takeaway from that is you know exactly where his hands are, and it sounds stupid, right? You know where his hands are, and if, like Courtney in this case, has set up a scorpion or a lockdown, so he's not moving up, right? He's not going to be able to move up her body. She knows, all right, he isn't doing anything with this, so once he realizes that he has nothing here in the way of like a solid offensive attack, right, or a submission threat, he's going to have to give something up. He's going to have to give up wrist control or give up the gift wrap. And I think in a second here we see that that's exactly what he does. He gives up the wrist control, right? She gets a frame in, she shrimps away, and she gets her guard back, right? Yep. So she kind of stalemated Joe with her defense, and then when the opportunity came, look at her, she jumps right on a guillotine, right?
Yeah.
That was sick. I think she got that.
I think she did.
Yep. Yeah, Joe tapped on that one. So yeah, I mean, from bottom controlled position to a submission in a matter of seconds. And that just really comes from the awareness of knowing, like, when you're in trouble, when you're not, when your opponent has nothing, and when you can make an opportunity happen.
Yeah, match isn't over until the bell rings, right? So keep going. It was a nice pass set up by Joe. Controlling the top leg, pinning it down to the mat, and backstepping out. Was, again, good composure.
Yeah, she got like the outside Senkaku.
Mm-hmm.
Once he gets his foot free.
Yep, left hand to the ankle. Pushes down. Nice. Luke's going again for the arm triangle, it looks like. Yeah, that happens, James.
To all of us, literally, frequently.
Often. What did you just do there?
Who, Luke or
Luke.
mounted guillotine?
Guillotine. Yep.
Luke will be the first one to hit double digits at this rate. Maybe we'll
Whatever he
give him
wanted.
we'll give him a free membership for a month if he hits double digits.
Yeah.
For Luke only, though, not the rest of you. She's doing a good job controlling the distance here as best she can, right? Feet on the hips, bugging the head. It looks like she's deciding when she wants to get up or if she wants to get up. I think with Joe opting to kind of take a seated position or kneeling position, she was like, all right, I'll take the top position then.
Luke got 2 other submissions apparently.
I don't care.
We're trying to dock him submissions, okay?
Yeah. Give me reasons why to take points away from him. Dude, this chat box is killing me. I'm like on the fly trying to make it line up and make it more readable.
I can't see it in the Twitch stream.
Yeah, I just had to refresh it.
All right.
Go back a second. Okay. Fine, I'll give Luke some points. Yeah. Subs on a white belt don't count. Let's go ahead. Screw the chat box for now. This should be a fun one.
Yeah. Steven and Courtney.
Speed up a little bit. Oh,
She tried to say Nagi. Steven wasn't having it, but she's on a leg. You see that?
yeah. Yeah, if only she knew Steven's kind of difficult to throw.
Yeah. Should have warned her.
This is... Oh my god, this chat box. I'm just trying to make our stream look somewhat decent. Professional.
She's trying to go for a Senkaku, like she's trying to go for an inside or cross ashi, and Steven's not having it. He's not letting it happen. But yeah, she's constantly rolling through, looking for legs. And then going after the upper body. So she's teaming up upper body dominance, and then shooting for legs, which I really like.
Yeah.
Now they're on a screen. There we go. So again, with Luke, with that the setup on Jason, he goes for the Americana, winds up stepping over for the mounted triangle, and then finishes with the triangle on bottom. Or the gift wrap, sorry. I said Americana.
Well, I mean, he did both, really, right?
Yeah.
He has the gift wrap
After
here.
the Americana.
He feeds it. Just look at that real slow. Right, so he feeds Jason's top arm, his right arm, because Jason's committed on his grip. And he goes, okay, let's take it up here, strip the grip for more of an Americana grip. And then he gets that little tiny gap between the arms. Right there. And he's at a, basically, he didn't even have to roll on that one. He probably could have finished the mounted triangle. Oh, but he goes for the arm bar. That was cool.
Nice back take. Yeah.
Let's look how that's set up. Okay. Nothing too fancy. I mean, just got her off balance and was starting to work from the outside.
Yeah, she let her arm go across his body line, right? And that's what gave him the ability to take the back.
It's a good way to shut down her maneuvering there. Like if she was going up for either like a backside 50-50 or I think that's what she wants to do with it.
Yeah, she has a cross ashi actually. Like if she could invert all the way underneath. Yeah. Yep. And I think Steven was fully aware that that leg was going to be in danger, so he did his. Yep.
See how much easier it is to get around behind somebody when you're in control of their arms, right? Like you guys are playing this this hand fighting here. You're trying to shut down the front headlock, but he's staying heavy on you. And since you guys are both kind of committed to that hand fight, he can just walk behind since your hands are busy.
Exactly. Yeah, this one was fun.
Got the Bash Brothers.
Thumbnail coming soon.
Yeah. Corky's on Luke's back over here in the by the pillar.
Mm-hmm.
Steven, why were you sitting to guard for this round? I'm curious.
Maybe because his ribs were hurt.
That's what I'm wondering, if it was for the injury or if that's just something you're trying to work. Rib hurt. Yeah. Got it.
And is that Justin and Cole in the back left?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice. Way to go. Just right in onto the headlock.
Yeah. Yeah, anytime I started to come in on the legs or do anything and James wasn't comfortable, he got out.
Yeah. That was awesome. Watching
it was a nice
that
outside
live
trip.
was great.
Yep.
Yeah, what I like about this is how much, we talk about, we always start class with a takedown. We always show you guys. Yeah, I'm super miserable in the corner over there. Yeah, I was definitely your hype man on that trip. And man, I mean, just seeing it in the playback, it still looks just as good, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were giving Mike a whole lot to think about. And what I was about to say was, we spend a lot of time going over takedowns in very, singular controlled situations, when we're drilling in the beginning of class. But the most effective takedowns are ones that are strung together, right? And different, giving people different looks, different ways to upset people's base, leave different openings. And this was a really good case of that, where you're in on this front headlock position. Mike didn't see that foot coming, right? It seems like you didn't see that one coming at all. He sneaks it around the side. He's got this angle cut on you, goes in just for a nice sweep and commits to it, right? You're falling here on this one too. This is great. It looks even better being able to stop it, right? You've stayed committed on the grip on the neck, which is going to control him and pull him down. You've got him off balance. His head is outside of his base. You committed through on that, and then you did what I always yell at you guys to do, is immediately come up, right? The move isn't over when the guy hits the ground. The move is over when you take top position, right?
That's right.
This was perfect.
You got to follow me up.
And then don't let that happen.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to say the name, but welcome. Welcome in the chat.
Yeah, what's up, man? It's cut off on the screen, so I can't see it. There we go. I'll call you Chew, if that's cool with you. If whatever you need help with has anything to do with what we're going over here, you might be able to help.
What happened with Steven and Jason?
Yeah, go back to that. Okay, so you've got a little Americana, Steven. That's like a mirror lock. Ooh, and just what's odd about that is, Jason's elbow is free, right? You're pretty far south of the elbow. Kind of looks nasty in slow mo.
That looks rubbery.
That looks really bad. Yeah, and it may be a little too late for Jason at this point, but limp arming out of that may have been a better option. I mean, this is going to be one of those lessons you learn the hard way. Right here, bringing his head over yours, moving into you, kind of like how we boot through on those straight ankle locks, would have been a safer option for this. Putting you to your back and just kind of squaring up, maybe even letting you have guard or whatever. If you would have taken that, it looked like you were pretty stoked to have your half guard. But yeah, that was pretty sick. Thanks for the follow, Chew. Say you're 17 years old, doing BJJ for 4 years, boxing with no opportunities. I guess the question is, what are you trying to do with your martial arts? If you don't have any well-specified goals, like with anything, it's gonna be hard for you to progress. Your armbar on James one more time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah, he didn't make it. He's not making it easy on me. Like took everything I had for the setup. Took the whole round basically, right?
Well, if it was easy to leg to face pressure was 100.
Thank you.
Well, Chew, if it was easy to start a career in fighting, there'd be a lot more fighters. So you got to embrace the suck and look for the opportunities to create them. And that's coming from somebody who has no interest in being a professional fighter or a professional jiu-jitsu player, and is going to sit here safely in my office and critique our white belts.
Yeah, I mean, if to that, right? If we're doing streams like this on Wednesdays and on Sundays now, Sundays are going to be dedicated to gi, and Wednesdays are dedicated to no gi, and these are out of our own gym. And so,
shameless plug.
If you're shameless. If you're interested in following and whatnot, we'll be here. So if you have questions and things specifically about what you see, then shoot them our way, and we'll help you in that way, right?
Yeah, and I don't know, man. I mean, I have no idea what the competition scene is like outside of like this area, let alone our country. Certainly not Morocco. But it may require you to really, really hone your skills now at your age. I mean, you say you're 17. You're in a tremendous spot to get strong and build your skills. And then when you have the opportunity, start traveling, man. Start looking to train in other countries at other schools that are maybe known for competitions, or their competition squad. But yeah, you gotta start small, or talk a lot of shit and make a name for yourself on Instagram.
I like Conor McGregor, right?
But you gotta be able to back it up too. So I'm gonna scooch ahead through this. We're kind of getting to the end, and then we could jump into our competition stuff. Speaking of competition.
Yeah.
You got an interesting little shoulder gimmick going on with Steven.
I really wanted to see how that one was going to play out, but yeah. We didn't get to see how that one was going to finish.
Yeah, don't be that guy, Chewy. Chew. But no, just take the time now to hone your skills and get better. And when you have the opportunity to travel, that's your time to start making your name. Got to remember how small our sport is.
Yep.
I mean, it was cool. I know I texted you about this, Mike, but like I made a clip, put it on Instagram the other day, and Mason Fowler, who's like,
yeah,
I mean, he's an ADCC competitor. He beat Craig Jones. Like he's the real deal, one of the pros, and he liked it. I'm like, oh my god. If it's like if we made, a clip in any other sport, nobody with a blue check mark at the professional levels would be like liking our stuff, most likely.
Right.
Damn, roundhouse kick.
Yeah, right. Right to the beard. Oh, it's Stephen and James in the back. Nice mat return, right? Like simple and effective, right? Like just boop, like right behind the knee and pop him down. I know, Steven's rib was hurting, but I think that would have worked one way or another. I liked it. Yeah, nice.
How big is the school you train at, Joe? We're gonna scroll ahead still. Alright, what do we got here? Steven's working a standing guard break, and James is giving him a lot of trouble.
Falls back for the legs.
I think in like sooner than later, James is going to get pretty confident in switching to some lower body attacks from that standing guard break. Like that's such a great spot to enter into leg attacks.
Agreed.
Like a huge variety of them at that. Shout out Team Control in Morocco. Hey man, you never know. Just keep working hard, and you could be one of those guys in the cage holding their flag with a belt around your waist. I mean, you're 17. You got a long time to turn into just an unbeatable fighter. Gotta give Jason some good back entrances, turtle breakdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So I've caught him standing a few times going for some things like that. I think we could make his entrances a little higher percentage. You thought what was Gordon Ryan in our school? Looks like Justin Brazil tapped on Jason there. Oh, no. Do you see that? Chu said he thought Cole was Gordon Ryan. I'm gonna delete
nice.
that. That was, you just gave that. Oh wait, no, you in the red shirt. He thought you were Gordon Ryan. He's not.
Oh,
He's
that's
not.
better
He's
than,
nowhere near Gordon.
better than Cole.
Yeah, definitely
That's
not.
better than Cole.
No, that guy in the red shirt is the guy over here in the other corner with the headphones on. Yeah, man, Stevens guard is obnoxious at this point.
For sure.